in 2012, I didn't have a phone. I didn't need a phone. But my grandma got me this, the original iPad mini with LTE, and I loved it. It let me stay in contact with my mom, stay in touch with my friends, make FaceTime calls on the go, and it was a really solid, all-around great device for doing things in my life at the time. So that brings us to the current iPad mini, an all-screen iPad, and a super tiny and sleek form factor. I've been using it for a week, and I'm really looking forward to telling you all my thoughts on the new iPad mini. So this is my 2017 iPad Pro. I've had this ever since I graduated high school, and it served me really, really well. I used it to take notes in college, I've used it at work, I've used it for all kinds of different things, and it was a great iPad until this happened. It now has a big black line that runs right through the middle of whatever content you're using, whatever you're working on, any of your projects. So I was looking around to get a new iPad anyway. At the September Apple event, when they released the little iPad mini, it seemed like a no-brainer. So when I found one that was a little cheaper, I figured, why not? And that's exactly what led me to buy it. First of all, let's just talk about some things that I really enjoy. Number one, the slightly larger screen size than the old iPad minis. Every iPad mini up until this one has had the exact same screen size as the first iPad mini, which is 7.9 inches. The 8.3-inch display over here is very nice to have. It's just a little bit bigger than before, but manages to keep the exact same body as the previous iPad mini. I like that quite a bit. Let's talk iPadOS 15 for a second. I'm a big fan of the home screen widgets. It's about time that they have widgets on the iPad. You've always been able to swipe over and get to widgets or swipe in the notification center, but just having them right there is so nice. I'm also really happy that they brought over the app library from the iPhone. It's allowed me to condense my iPad home screen down to one single screen, and then swiping over brings up all of the rest of my apps. So any app that I'm not frequently accessing or anything that I just want to have access to on my device, but I don't want cluttering up my home screen, it's able to live on a separate page. On that note, it makes it really great for multitasking. If you tap on an app and you want to open up a second application, you can pick any application that supports slide over mode, and there you go. You've got two applications just like that. I do notice some slight lags in frames here and there. Yes, I am aware of the jelly scrolling effect, and if you really, really look for it, it's there. You can totally see it if you look carefully. That being said, on a day-to-day basis, just using the iPad, the screen looks great. I have no complaints jumping in and out of apps, going through my news, everything like that. Everything feels fast. Let's talk Touch ID and the power button. I like it. I have no complaints about Touch ID and the power button. I have yet to use an iPad with Face ID, so the transition from an iPad with Touch ID and the home button to an iPad with Touch ID and the fingerprint scanner, fine. Doesn't bother me at all. It's actually super convenient because you always had to hit the home button or the power button anyway. Now you just simply rest your finger and you're right into the device. Oh yeah, and of course, the new iPad mini comes with USB-C, which is super nice. Not only is it convenient for charging, but check this out. A recent iPhone and you run in the box and grab the connector with USB-C, you can actually charge your iPhone with your iPad. And just like that, the iPhone's charging and the iPad has quickly become the world's greatest portable battery pack. That's dope. About the camera system on the iPad mini, or just Apple products in general, the first thing you need to do is go to Settings, scroll down to the camera settings, jump over to Formats, and immediately change it to Most Compatible. I don't understand why Apple by default put it in high efficiency format, but if you're trying to share your photos with anyone, do yourself the favor and put it in Most Compatible. Sure, I get what Apple was trying to do with the high efficiency file format, but I've seen that file format mess up more people and things that they're trying to do than I've seen it do good. But as far as actual camera quality, I'm not that impressed. It's a 12 megapixel f1.8 aperture, but the sensor size must be super tiny because, oh my word, the images look eh. Let me go take a few. You'll see what I mean. Now, I would never recommend taking photos on an iPad, but the camera's there, so let's talk about it. Really, the problem with the camera comes down to a lack of sharpness in details. And in terms of video quality, video doesn't look half bad on the device. I really wouldn't say to go out and shoot a film on it, but it manages to get the job done and have pretty decent color representation. I kind of think it suffices better as a video camera than a still photo camera any day. And here's a quick look at the front-facing camera. It's not too bad. And you can also zoom it out. Check this out. This is the full ultra-wide view on the iPad mini. Kind of impressive. Kind of impressive. So yeah, the iPad mini, the camera is okay. I would never recommend the iPad mini to anyone wanting to get good pictures, but if you're in a pinch and it's all you got, it's eh. It's certainly not gonna put the iPhone camera to shame anytime soon. And in terms of low light photography, nowhere close. Check out some of these indoor shots. As far as indoor photos, there's certainly nothing impressive on the iPad mini. I guess when the flash fires, the images aren't awful though. So there you go, a few images from the camera on both the back and the front of the iPad mini. I'm not impressed with either of them, but for being an iPad, I think it gets the job done satisfactorily. It's the most affordable iPad without a home button, so if you're going for one of the newer designs, this is the cheapest entry to the modern iPad design. And assuming you're watching this video, you're probably interested in the iPad mini. So I'll be the first to tell you, I love it to death. I think you will too. The size is perfect. It's such a great iPad, and I highly, highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, hit the subscribe button and let me know, and maybe we'll do more videos like this in the future. Anyway, peace.